Welcome to Monday Morning Moments. I'm Mike Van Hoozer. Today, I wanted to talk to you about your performance in sports, business, and life. And specifically, are you allowing distractions to destroy your best performance? Are you allowing distractions to get in the way? I think a lot of times we can allow frustration or circumstances or any type of distraction to get in the way of our best performance. And we have an axiom that we talk about with our athletes that performance equals potential or talent minus distractions. So performance, your best performance equals the zone that you're maximizing your performance, when you're playing to your strengths, when you're maximizing your talent, and then minimizing the distractions. That's how you're going to get the best performance. And I want to deal with that distractions piece because I think a lot of times that gets in the way of our best performance, whether it be in a basketball game or whether it be in a client meeting or just at home. We can allow distractions and challenging circumstances to get in the way of our best performance. And sometimes it's not just negative things. It could be good things. We overthink things. We think about things that we could do or great visions and dreams and goals that we have for ourselves, and we don't focus on being present and executing and focusing on the things that are right in front of us. And so I think a lot of times either our competitor or the enemy tries to get in the way of our impact and giving our best by throwing a bunch of distractions our way. And I want to give you 3 steps to kind of focus on distractions and how you can minimize distractions getting in the way and of your best performance, whether it be in game or between games or between client meetings. So think about this. I think you need to identify what is the distraction. That's the first step. It's identifying the distraction. What are those 1 to 2 or 3 things that get in the way of you getting your best performance in a playoff game or in a client meeting, something like that? So when you think about that, it could be a referee's call. Maybe that gets in the way of, causing you to be frustrated and gets in the way of you giving your best. Maybe it's what the other team is doing. Maybe it's somebody that you're working with right now that every time they say this thing, it triggers something for you, and then you get distracted or frustrated and then are not able to focus on what's going on. So the first step is really important. You've got to identify what are those 2 to 3 things that get in the way of your best performance. Identify the distraction. The second thing is thinking about what your response is in that moment. I think we have to document what that response is and say, well, when this thing happens, this is what my normal response has been. And I'm not happy about that, but that's how I respond. Again, going back to a referee's call, if you think it's a bad call and you tend to get down and then take plays off, well, that's been your normal response. So you have to document what that is. And then the third thing is choosing a better response. Choosing a better response. So if this has been your typical response and it's not leading you to your best performance, then you've got to choose a better response. So in those moments when that distraction happens, what's a better response? And it's much better to do that outside of the frustrating moment and prepare in advance for what your response is going to be than in that moment just thinking, man, I hate feeling like this and I hate responding like this, but I don't know what to do. So we work a lot with our athletes and the business leaders that we coach to think about those moments and to think about a better response in those moments. And then they practice those, not only in practice and preparation for whatever they're getting ready to do, but in the moment they think about, okay, right now I'm thinking about this and I want to respond this way, but I'm going to choose a better response and I'm going to choose to focus on the next play. I'm going to choose to focus on how I can respond with grace in this moment towards a person maybe who said something towards me. So those are 3 steps that will allow you to move past the distractions in your life and give your best performance. And I think it's really important that we think about, that 3-step process and how we do not want to let distractions get in the way of giving our best, but we want to focus on the best response that we can give. And a lot of times it's identifying those situations that tend to draw us down and then focus on how we can choose a better response to be present in the moment and to give our best. And as always, we focus on giving our best in that moment and making the most of the moments in our life. Make it a great week and focus on choosing a better response to distractions that will come your way this week. Have a great week.